Hey, what's going on, guys? So, I asked a question earlier. If you look down in my personal Facebook page in my feed, I asked a question about basically the same question I asked here in this feed is, um, why would you ask somebody about their opinion of you or how they feel about you or how they see you? And I was thinking of this question this morning. What's going on, Anthony? Hey, man, what's going on, Antonio? How you doing, man? I don't have my glasses on, so it look like Anthony, but I see it's Antonio. What's going on, brother? Uh, anyway, so one of the what I was thinking about this morning is I was listening. I'm always listening to audios in the morning. I spend my morning listening to different audios, some sort of training, and I've been learning a lot, and I've been listening a lot to different types of marketing strategies and trying to find out how to connect with your ideal market, how to connect with your avatar. And for those of you who don't know, your avatar is basically who you're trying to get your message out to, because you have something that some sort of program that you're selling, a product, a service, whatever the case may be. And a lot of the gurus out there, a lot of the trainers are saying that you should really kind of survey the people in your surroundings and see what they feel about you, see what they if you're coming off right with your message. And what I hear them saying more times than none, they're not being specific on specifically who to ask that question of. Because if you are trying to find out if you're resonating with your target market, with your ideal customer, with your ideal, Paul, what's going on, man? Good to see you. And if you're trying to resonate with your ideal market and to serve a specific group of people in your market, then why would you survey and ask your friends and family how they feel about you, or how you're coming off on social media, or on whatever platform it is that you're marketing on? It doesn't make sense, because they're not your target market. And it should be, if you're going to ask this question, and if you're going to try to survey your surroundings and the people that you're trying to communicate with, then wouldn't it make sense to go into that platform and ask those specific people and target those specific people? And you can do that on Facebook and Instagram and YouTube, because they have a lot of that. And if you look at your Google Analytics for your website, then you can figure out specifically who it is that is coming to your website, how they're getting to your website. Are they using mobile, or are they using the PC, or are they being referred? Are they direct, or is it somebody that they went there from your link on your autoresponders? And you can find out in all the platforms what they look at, what magazines do they read, what websites do they visit, what people do they follow, what movies do they watch. Scott Jones, what's going on, man? How you doing? You can figure all this stuff out so that you can go talk directly to those people and ask those people if basically what they see in you. What do they see in you as the person that is providing that service? Now, if you just generally want to know what people think about you in general, then you can just throw it out there. And I assure you, you're going to get a lot of feedback. And some of it's going to be great, and some of it's not going to be so great. You have to be able to take that information, regardless of where you get it from and why. You have to be able to take that information and either apply it, consider it, or completely ignore it. And that's the hardest part right there, is completely ignoring it. That's the hardest part for so many people to do. And just go to TikTok. It used to be called Musical.ly, but now it's this app called TikTok. Perfect example. And I see a lot of people on TikTok of all ages. Richard, what's going on, man? I see people of all ages on this platform called TikTok. And basically what it is, if you don't know what it is, good morning, Richard, is it's a app where people record these short little videos. Many times they're lip syncing another comedian or musician, or they're lip syncing each other, and they're making their own little skit out of it. Well, there's people there that are from as young as I've seen, maybe 13, which they're not supposed to be. They're not supposed to be on there if they're that young, up to, I've seen them well into the 50s and 60s. And I see people on there, and they have all these amazing comments on their videos and on their art and on their work that they're doing, but they'll harp on the one or two that are saying, you're too old, you should be dead, and you shouldn't be on this app. they'll make a video specifically about that, or they'll say all of these people like all my videos, but why does this one not like my video? Who gives a shit? Who cares? And I'm using that as a real life situation that these people take these, or they'll another thing they'll do is they'll look at a video and they'll say, I put all this work into this one video, and I got like 5 or 6 or 10 or 20 likes and comments, and then I did this other one that I just did on a whim and took like 2 minutes to do, and it's blowing up. What's going on? Who cares? Just do your thing and let people like what they like. You can't control that. So I tell you that those of you who aren't on that app or anything like that, if you're gonna request feedback, whether it's from your spouse, it's from your siblings, it's from your friends and family, your coworkers, it's from your ideal target audience, your ideal customers, then be prepared to receive that feedback and either apply it, consider it, or completely ignore it. And again, the one to completely ignore is the hardest part for some people to do, because you'll sit and harp on that, and you'll sit and stew on that for like, hey, what's going on, Andres? What's going on, man? Good to see you. What they'll do is they'll sit on that negative comment for days, even weeks, and it'll cripple many people when they receive that feedback. So to sum all this up, for those of you who just jumped on the back end, if you guys aren't following on Andre, go make sure you guys are following Andre. An amazing individual entrepreneur. He's got really good things going on, and I love the videos that he puts out. So the thing is you guys have to. I keep waving at all these people that are jumping on. I appreciate everybody jumping on. If you're going to decide to send out and get some feedback from people, one, figure out why it is that you want that feedback. Do you want it for your business? And if you want it for your business, don't ask your friends and family for the feedback. It doesn't matter, because they're not your ideal customer. If you're doing it for business, you need to make sure that you're surveying your list, the people, your platform where all of your people are hanging out at, and make sure you target the right list of people. If you're doing it for personal reasons, because you just want to grow as a person, awesome. I commend you for that. But make sure that you're asking the right people, okay? And even ask the people that you know are going to give you, specifically ask the people that you know are going to give you some harsh feedback. But be prepared for that feedback. Be mentally prepared. And don't rationalize. Don't go back and say, well, I act this way because of this. That's not the point of the survey. The point of the survey is for them to give you the true feedback, because we often think we're coming off one way, but others see you another way. And the other thing about this is, one more thing I want to say about this, if you're going to ask your friends and family, don't ask your friends and family from 10 years ago. They don't know you anymore. If you're hanging out with me, and if you're following me or guys like me, then chances are you're not who you were 5 or 10 years ago. Chances are if you've been hanging out with me for the last year, you're not who you were for the last year. So don't ask somebody who you have not spent time with in the last 5 to 10 years, maybe even the last 2 years, because chances are they don't know who you are today. They remember who you were back then, and that is going to greatly influence their feedback for you, okay? Because they still see you as that person back then. That's not going to be beneficial for you. Make sure if you're going to ask somebody for feedback, you're asking somebody who you hang around with on a regular basis today. And chances are, for many of you, because like for instance, Richard, I've never met Richard face to face, but him and I know each other. We know each other because we communicate quite often on Facebook, and we see each other's posts, and we watch each other's videos, and we comment on each other, and we talk back and forth. So we know each other better than some of the people out here in my community, because I spend more time with him. Okay, so make sure you're asking the right people. One, for your business. If it's for your business, ask your clients, ask your customers, ask your coworkers, ask those that work for you and with you. If you're asking it for personal reasons, ask friends and family, siblings, coworkers, people that are around you, that know you, and that are going to give you honest feedback. All right, I hope that's been helpful. If it has, share this video, give me some likes, give me some hearts, all that good stuff. Just consider it. Anything you can do with any information that you receive, just like mine. You can consider it, you can apply it, or you can completely disregard it, but be prepared to receive that feedback in either case. All right, take care, guys. Have an amazing day. Joe, go back and watch the beginning of this. All right.